My name is Kian Vesteinsson. I'm a senior research analyst for technology and democracy. What that means in practice is that I manage our Freedom on the Net report, which is Freedom House's annual assessment of internet freedom around the world. Our report assesses 72 countries around the world, which amounts to about 87% of the world's population of internet users. Unfortunately, global internet freedom declined for the 14th consecutive year in 2024. Our research has found that freedom of expression is in peril around the world. Meanwhile, a rapid series of elections has deepened this crisis, and we found that more than 1 billion voters around the world were forced to make decisions about their future while navigating a censored, distorted, and unreliable information space. It's really important that people be able to access spaces online that are free from interference, so that they can express their views on political issues, so that they can learn more about critical issues relating to their democracy. At the end of the day, democracy doesn't end at the ballot box. And so these sorts of issues of protecting freedom of expression and access to information, ensuring that people are free from undue surveillance, these are about safeguarding these sort of basic principles of democracy. Young people are at the forefront of digitalization. Young people are at the forefront of taking their entire lives online, and it's increasingly the case that many people around the world rely on the internet for day-to-day business, to speak with their loved ones and their families, and to go about the simple day-to-day work of talking about the things that you care about. And it's often young people who are at the real vanguard of bringing their lives online. So when we think about these sorts of restrictions on internet freedom, it's often young people who are experiencing the brunt of this sort of disruption to their daily lives. I also think it's important to note that young people around the world are often at the forefront of democratic movements, of protests. They're often leading the charge when it comes to the fight for human rights around the world. We see this year to year in our reporting, whether it's the young people who led a series of incredibly inspiring protests in Georgia over the past few years, or the pro-democracy leaders in Sudan who have been so resilient in pushing back in the face of a really brutal civil war. These are young people who know why it's so important to be able to access the internet freely and speak about your rights in a way that matters. So I think of this as both a disproportionate impact, but also in terms of the leadership of young people and fighting back against these concerning trends.
Hi, my name is Maggie McKinney. I'm Onero Institute's Director of Communications, and I've been with Onero for about 2 years now. This day and age, social media is the primary way that young people connect with each other, engage with the broader community, and kind of become informed of the issues that are directly impacting them. So we use social media as our main form of communication to kind of engage our core base, which is young people. We use it to not only bring them into our broader mission and our broader organization, but also to deliver them dynamic, interesting, and truthful content about the international affairs issues that are affecting them. Young people in this day and age have grown up in an era of a lot of uncertainty, and I have seen social media being used to connect with each other and inform and engage with people about these issues and kind of organize in a way that is informative and truthful and effective and broad-reaching at its core.
My name is Eduardo Soltero. I have been with Onero for a year now. I am working in the Latin America team. I'm the team lead. Internet freedom and research are connected in their nature, since a lot of our research right now occurs in the digital era. So all of our digital communities and even the stories that we're researching, how we reach them is digitally. Social media just acts like another layer and an agent that needs to be studied. You can see how social media really just displays how people are feeling, and that's just a very important aspect of research. Even the gaps in all the media that you can find is a true teller about what's going on in that country. You can definitely pinpoint to a kind of censorship or internet constraints that that country has. Youth mobilization, specifically through social media, is just an elemental part, I would say, of politics nowadays. I'm from Puerto Rico, naturally, and in the summer of 2019, there's a story about a governor who had his chat with his administration leaked to the public. The comments that were made about the Puerto Rican people really angered individuals, and social media was a crucial element for mobilization. There was a national move to stop for a day, and the national highway was stopped completely, and that was mobilized through social media. Coming from a country in which the publishing of these text messages changes the course of our history keeps me wondering as to what other impacts we might see in the future. If you take the figure of Greta Thunberg, she works as essentially a political figure. And it's interesting to see how social media can push someone and just give them a platform where they can speak on such issues that are of vital importance for the youth to be engaged, since it's policy that will impact us and also all the generations that come after us. I'd like to extend my congratulations to this year's Bridge Award winner, Gerardo Bertin. It is a pleasure to have you in our Onero Institute and just engage with you in conversations. Thank you for your work at Freedom House, and we look forward to all of your work that will come out.
I think all of us at Freedom House has benefited from Gerardo's expertise, his warmth, his kindness. He's a phenomenal colleague, and this award is certainly well deserved.